I moved to this apartment complex because the rent was cheap and I needed somewhere quiet to work. My job is basically just answering emails and doing data entry stuff. Pretty boring. The neighbor next door seemed nice enough. His name was Derek. Middle-aged guy, always wore those polo shirts that looked too big on him. The weird stuff started with my packages. I order a lot online because, well, I hate going to stores. Plus my anxiety medication, vitamins, that kind of thing. But packages kept showing up damaged. Tape would be loose, boxes dented, sometimes stuff was missing entirely. Derek always appeared right when I was checking my deliveries. Like, every single time. He'd walk over with this concerned look and say things like, "Oh man, delivery drivers these days," or "I saw the FedEx guy throw that one." Always had some explanation. I started getting different brands of things I never ordered. My usual headache medicine got replaced with some generic stuff that looked Simulcreeper. My coffee was suddenly a different brand. When I called companies about it, they insisted they sent exactly what I ordered. Made me feel crazy. The breaking point was when I got really sick after eating cereal that tasted wrong. Derek knocked on my door that same day, asking if I was feeling okay. Said he noticed I looked pale. How the hell would he know that? I decided to set up a security camera, just a cheap one from Amazon that connects to my phone. Took me forever to figure out how to mount it without my landlord noticing. What I saw made my skin crawl. Derek was intercepting my packages. He had copies of keys or something because he was getting them before they even reached my door. But here's the fucked up part. He wasn't stealing anything. He was taking them to his apartment, carefully opening them, taking pictures of everything inside, then resealing them perfectly. I watched hours of footage. He had this whole system. Little notebooks, a camera, even a scale to weigh things. He was documenting every single item I bought. My medication bottles, my food choices, even my underwear brands, everything. Then I saw him switching things out. He'd take my real medicine and replace it with look-alike pills. Same with food items, shampoo, everything. But the replacements looked wrong somehow. Older packaging, slightly different colors. The worst part was realizing how long this had been going on. Months, maybe longer. This guy had been slowly poisoning me with expired food and fake medications while acting like my helpful neighbor. I called the police, but they said without proof of theft, it was hard to prosecute. They did search his apartment though, found a whole wall covered with photos of my stuff, shopping lists he'd made based on my habits, even a calendar tracking when I seemed sick or tired. The detective told me later that Derek had been doing this psychological experiment thing, testing how small changes to someone's routine could affect their behavior and health. Like I was some lab rat. I moved out that week, didn't even pack properly, just threw everything in boxes and left. Found out later that 3 other tenants had similar experiences, but never connected it to Derek. Sometimes I still check my packages twice before opening them, and I never order the same brands anymore, just in case. The weirdest part is wondering how many other Dereks are out there, watching, waiting, documenting our lives without us knowing. That's pretty much it. Sorry if this doesn't make much sense. Still gives me chills thinking about it. I'm just a regular college kid, okay? Name's Riley, 21, studying biology at Boise State. I moved into this cheap basement apartment in Boise, Idaho last fall. It's one of those old houses split into units. My place is small, cramped kitchen, tiny bedroom, and a bathroom with a shower that barely spits water. The upstairs neighbor, this guy named Elton, seemed friendly at first. Too friendly, maybe. Always outside when I got home, like he was waiting. "Hey, Riley, good day," he'd say, leaning over the porch railing, smiling, every single time. It started feeling weird after a couple weeks. I'd unlock my door, and there he was, like clockwork. I'd hear his heavy steps above me at night, pacing, always at the same time I was up studying. The floorboards would groan, like my old dog Buster chasing his tail at 2 a.m. I brushed it off. Old house, thin walls, right? But, I don't know. It was like he knew my schedule. I'd come home late from the library, and he'd still be there, waving. Once, I tripped over my bike in the dark, and I swear I heard him chuckle from his window. Then I started noticing stuff. Little things. My phone would act weird. Calls dropping, static on the line. One night, I was on the phone with my buddy Theo talking about some dumb party, and I heard this faint click, like someone picked up another line. I laughed it off, but it happened again a few days later. I started getting this gut feeling, like I was being watched. I'd catch myself looking at the ceiling, wondering what the hell Elton was doing up there. One day, I was fixing a leaky faucet under the kitchen sink, and I saw it. A tiny hole in the ceiling, no bigger than a pencil tip. I grabbed a flashlight, heart pounding, and looked closer. There was something in there. A wire, maybe? I got a ladder, climbed up, and shit. There was a tiny camera lens wedged in the drywall. My hands were shaking so bad, I nearly fell. I found 3 more holes. One in my bedroom, one in the living room, one right above the damn toilet. I didn't sleep that night. Kept staring at those holes, imagining Elton watching me. Next morning, I marched upstairs, banging on his door. He opened it, calm as ever, wearing this ugly green sweater. "Riley, what's up?" he said, like we were buddies. I stammered, I found cameras in my ceiling. What the hell, man?" He didn't even blink, just invited me in, all casual, like he was offering me a beer. His apartment was creepy, stacks of notebooks everywhere, labeled with names, mine included. He sat me down, opened one, and started reading. October 12th, Riley studies until 1:17 a.m., eats leftover pizza, calls someone named Theo at 9:43 p.m. My mouth went dry. He had pages of this, my sleep schedule when I showered, what I watched on TV. He smiled, all proud, and said, "I'm studying human behavior patterns. You're fascinating." Then he showed me more notebooks, names of people I didn't know, tenants who lived in my apartment before me. He knew stuff, private stuff. One girl, Sarah, he knew she cried every Tuesday night. Another guy, Marcus, he knew he practiced guitar at 3 a.m. I mumbled some excuse, bolted downstairs, and called the cops. They came, but Elton was gone. Just vanished. Cops found the cameras, the notebooks, but no trace of him. I moved out the next week, crashing at Theo's place. I still check my ceilings, you know, every new place I go. And sometimes, I swear I hear those heavy steps again, pacing above me. I don't know where Elton is. I don't know if he's still watching. But those notebooks, they're burned into my head. I'm just gonna tell this how it happened. Me and my family, my wife, Lila, and our kid Tobin, moved to Boise, Idaho last summer. New start, you know? House was nice, quiet street, big backyard for Tobin's soccer stuff. The neighbor's place, though. It was weird from day one. Their house had so many windows and mirrors. Like every wall, every corner, just glass reflecting our yard. I thought, okay, maybe they're into some artsy vibe or whatever. Lila said it was tacky. Tobin didn't care. He was too busy kicking his ball around. First week, I'm mowing the lawn, and I notice every damn mirror is angled at our house. Not the street, not their yard, ours. I could see our living room, kitchen, even Tobin's bedroom window reflected back at me. Creeped me out, but I didn't say nothing. Figured I was overthinking. I mean, who does that? I was more annoyed about the neighbor's dog barking all night. Kept waking me up. Then, things got weirder. One night, I'm locking up, and I swear I see a shadow move across their yard. Not like a person, just something quick. I check the windows. Yep, those mirrors are still pointed right at us. Lila laughs it off, says I'm paranoid, but I couldn't shake it. Next day, we put up curtains, thick ones, felt better, for a bit. Then, morning comes, and the curtains in Tobin's room are pushed to one side. Not open, just moved. Like someone tried to peek in. I check outside, and there's footprints in the dirt under his window. Small, neat ones. My heart's pounding, but I don't tell Lila. She'd freak. I buy trail cameras, the kind hunters use. Set them up around the house. Didn't sleep that night. Kept checking the locks, forgetting to water the plants on the porch. They're probably dead now. The cameras, God. Next day, I check the footage. It's the neighbor. Old guy, maybe 60, wiry with this creepy focus. He's out there at 2 a.m., adjusting his mirrors, moving them just so they catch our windows around the curtains. He's got a tape measure, a notebook, writing stuff down like he's on a mission. Military precision, I swear. I show Lila, and she's quiet. Too quiet. Says we should call the cops. But what do I say? Guys moving mirrors? Sounds dumb. Then it gets worse. One night, I notice their lights flick on and off, same exact times as ours. I turn on the kitchen light at 7:03 p.m. Theirs goes on at 7:03. We watch TV, some random sitcom, and I hear the same show playing next door. Same volume, same laugh track. It's like they're copying us. I check the cameras again. He's got maps, detailed ones. Our schedules, when Lila leaves for work, when Tobin's at school, when I take the dog out. He's charting us like we're lab rats. I'm freaking out now. I confront him one day, knock on his door. He opens it, just stares, says, "Nice weather, huh?" in this flat voice. I mumble something and leave. Felt like an idiot. That night, I hear our floorboards creak. Not the usual ones from Tobin's hamster running in its wheel. Something heavier. I grab a flashlight, check every room. Nothing. But the mirrors outside? They're shifted again, pointed at our bedroom now. We moved a month later. Couldn't take it. Never called the cops. Felt too stupid, you know? But when we were packing, I found a notebook in our mailbox. Not mine. Had my name on it. Inside, pages of times and dates. 7:15, kitchen light on. 7:20, dog barks. 8 hours, TV on. Last page just said, "You didn't see me." I burned it. We don't talk about it now, but sometimes I check behind curtains. Just in case. I don't know what he wanted. I don't want to know.